Welcome back. Today we want to talk about why you, and only you, should write your resume profile statement.
Yeah, let's just for 1 second before we dive into like the nuts and bolts. It's so important for your own confidence. Who could tell you your story better to anybody than you? And your profile statement, in a lot of ways, is them getting a glimpse of who you are. And
I can spot a mile away if something's been written by someone other than the person who's presenting it to me.
Yes. And oftentimes we'll disqualify, like, oh, I'm not a good writer, or, I can't do this, or I can't think of how to talk about myself. And so we'll rely on tools that are out there. One of them being Google. And so I said to Susan, I said, you know what, I'm just going to Google, what does a good resume profile statement look like? So this is what came up in Google when I did this. Okay. Here it is, everyone.
Okay.
I am flexible, reliable, and possess excellent timekeeping skills. I am an enthusiastic, self-motivated, reliable, responsible, and hardworking person. I am a mature team worker and adaptable to all challenging situations. I am able to work well, both in a team environment as well as using own initiative. And it literally came up in the search as, what are examples of good profile statements?
And this is the first one.
This is the first one.
I mean, if I were to say who this is, I'd say it's a waterproof watch. I mean, honestly, there's nothing in here that even tells me it's a human.
Right.
So this breaks, well, first of all, you want me to tell you what's wrong with it?
Oh, yes, I
tell
need
that?
you to. Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, I know it seems a little bit counterintuitive, but on a resume, a traditional print resume, the gold standard still is that the resume profile statement is in third person. It doesn't make, and there aren't pronouns. It's just very kind of formulaic. And then once you move on to your LinkedIn profile, obviously then that becomes more first person, more narrative. But for the resume, for now, at least we're sticking with that format. I could give it away if that were the only mistake, because that's a pretty common one. But this one doesn't answer the basic questions of a profile statement, which are, what do I do? Aside from, she keeps good time and she's responsible and mature, that is not what she does.
Right.
That's kind of more who she is.
Right.
So I don't know
not the audience she wants to be speaking.
Well, I don't even know. I have no idea. So I should, let me rephrase this. When I read your profile statement, I should know what you do.
Yep.
Where and for whom and what context you do it.
Yep.
The way that you do it.
Yep.
And maybe even a little why, but definitely the where, what, who, and how. I mean, that's like so basic.
Okay.
And I don't know what I'm saying. It could be a man. I don't know what this person does.
Right.
I don't know what they do. I don't know how they do it. I don't know for whom they've done it. And those things are really important. So if I'm going to say I'm an HR manager, right?
Okay.
Let's say just that I'm a flexible, reliable HR manager and possess excellent timekeeping skills. Even if I keep the whole thing as it is, I still don't know anything about what types of industries has she worked in? What type of population is she supporting? What parts of HR does she do? And how does she do it?
Yeah.
And it doesn't, that is a complete waste of words.
So
yeah.
Just Google searching how to write a good profile statement, or what is a good profile?
I can see that. What are examples of good profile statements?
That's what I Googled. That's what comes up. So don't do that for yourself. And I want you to keep listening to, because Susan's embedding what it is, those questions you need to be asking yourself so that you can generate those answers and write a good profile statement. So we're going to break that down a little later, but keep saying that, because I think you need to hear it many, many times. Okay. So then there's the new tool, ChatGPT. Right? Okay. Everyone's heard about this. We've heard about it probably through our kids, in some capacity. It's on, every news thing that pops up in my phone about
it's the shiny new tool
and how wonderful it is, and it's AI, and then there's this kind of darker side of it too, where people are like questioning it and not 100% sure. So I said, I'm going to do it. Same thing. ChatGPT. But I actually said, I pretended I was a project manager. Okay. I used that.
I don't even know how do you get ChatGPT? Just type
you go to
Google.
Yeah. No, you go to
the chat site.
OpenAI.
Oh,
OpenAI.
you
have to make an account.
Okay.
And then you can do it. Okay.
So what did you say?
So I said, write a resume profile statement for a project management position.
Okay.
Okay. And here is what it wrote for me.
Okay.
As a skilled and experienced project manager, I possess a proven track record of successfully leading and delivering complex projects on time, within budget, and to the highest quality standards. With a solid foundation in project management methodologies, I am skilled in project planning, execution, monitoring, and control, as well as stakeholder management and team leadership. I feel like I'm getting tongue-tied. Additionally, I am adept at risk management, problem solving, and decision making, and have a keen eye for detail and a commitment to continuous improvement. As a result, I am confident that I have the skills, experience, and drive to excel in any project management position and deliver exceptional results for your organization.
Well, I'm not confident about that.
Okay, so I want to just say something
Yeah.
as a disclaimer here. This is, we live in this world.
Yeah.
Every single day we live in this
Yes.
world. We can read that and say, wow, there is a lot missing from that. There is like some real major issues with that.
Mhm.
But if you are someone who doesn't live in the world that we live in, that are constantly reading good profile statements or profile statements that need to be improved and teaching the
Right.
skills to be able to do that, you may think that this sounds good. You may think that this covers those things. If you've got a gap and you've been out, it's using a lot of keywords that are,
but that's basically what it sounds like to
Yes.
me, is what ChatGPT did, is it went into a job posting for a mid-level project manager and then just linked all of the pieces of that job together.
Yeah.
But I don't know, there's no context here. So project management could be, I ran my child's birthday party. That's a project.
Right.
It has lots of moving pieces.
right,
It uses a schedule.
Right.
There are logistics. I mean, or I ran a project for NASA where I was getting the next, rocket up to snuff so it could launch. I mean, there's no context here.
right.
There's nothing to describe anything in the way things are done. Certainly not for whom they're done. It uses the I again, but I can let that go. And it's completely unengaging. It's completely flat.
Yeah.
And that's what you'll find, like people who are using ChatGPT, just testing it for art.
Yeah.
Write a poem about X. They lack a soul. That
Mhm.
lacks a soul. So this is why right before we were getting on this, Kelly said, pull up a resume from one of our students who's a project manager. So I did. Let me read you what one of our students wrote. Skilled project manager who makes complex ideas and processes understood and workable, turns lofty visions into concrete realities, applies a meticulous attention to detail in planning and executing projects of all sizes and scopes within various industries, including higher education, government, and hospitality, brings a complement of efficiency and accuracy to all tasks, and is known and appreciated for keeping things on track or getting them back on track when they derail. Refreshingly open and honest, and always ready for a laugh.
I love it.
That's a good project manager.
Yes.
I know if you're a project manager, I know you know how methodologies. I know you how to make a plan and how to execute, how to monitor and control.
You better.
I know that you know how to keep your eye on details. I mean, I know that you commit to continuous improvement. That is the ascent. It's like saying, I'm a doctor and I know how to give shots. I mean, yeah.
Yes. So
Okay.
what I want to do is I want to break down those questions, and let's use our students'
Okay.
profile so that we can really illustrate how she answers those
Yeah.
questions. And there's an energy, there's a real person
And
behind
you can feel
that.
her.
And this is who you're hiring.
Yeah.
You're not hiring some resume writer. You're not hiring a Google search or a ChatGPT. You're hiring a real person.
Mhm.
And it's going to show up when she shows up on that screen for that first Zoom interview.
So let me pause for a second, because there was a recent Wall Street Journal article on writing resumes by a trusted resume source. And a lot of our students were sharing it. I read it and there was some, good information in it. But one thing that I really object to is she says, don't waste your time on a profile statement. And her reasoning makes sense. You only get a 6 to 8 second read of your resume, unless you catch me. And then I'm going to dig a little deeper. So there's a very good chance that a frontline recruiter is not going to read your resume profile statement, nor is an algorithm on an ATS or a job board. But you're not writing the resume statement for a computer or an entry-level recruiter. You're writing it for a hiring manager. You're writing it for someone who wants to know your story. So even if it doesn't get read in that first iteration of the process, it doesn't matter,
Right.
because you are writing it for a very particular audience. But really, the person you're really writing it for is you, because this is going to help you understand how to tell your story.
Yes.
So your resume profile statement, which is a little more formal and formulaic and written in that third person, with a few tweaks, becomes your LinkedIn profile statement.
Yeah.
Which with a few more tweaks becomes your elevator pitch and your answer to very common interview questions like, tell me about yourself. So it is an essential part of your resume, even if it doesn't get read in that format.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the questions, what do I do?
Yep.
So Lindsay's, I'm a project manager. I make complex ideas and processes understood and workable. That's her first sentence. So I know what she does right away. Where does she do it? She does it in higher ed, government, and hospitality. That's important for me to know. A project in a manufacturing company is completely different than a project in an advertising firm. They're not even close. I can do one and I have no idea how to do the other.
Right.
Could I learn it? Yes. But if I'm looking for someone to hit the ground running, I want to know that they have some relevant industry experience, or if my industry is unique or I'm flexible, I want to know that they've applied their skills in more than one place.
Right.
And Lindsay shows me that.
How do I do it?
How do I do it? Meticulous attention to detail, efficiency, keeping things on track. Right. I do it always with a laugh. I keep things on track. I'm transparent. I inspire quality work. I mean, there's so many ways that she's talking about the way she does it.
Right.
And at the end of the day, if people, if you figure that half of the people who apply for the job are really suitable for the job, then you know that when you bring people in, they're going to have the basics.
Yeah.
That's not why I hire you. I don't hire you because you check my boxes. All of the candidates check my boxes. I hire you because I like you.
Yes.
I hire you because you're going to be an addition to the culture of my team and my organization.
I hire you because you have a soul.
That's right. Exactly. And I like your soul.
Yes. And I like your soul. So there you have it. Why you must write your own resume profile statement. We actually have a freebie that we've been giving out in this little series that we've been doing, and it's our resume checklist, and it actually breaks down those questions in the profile statement section of that resume checklist. So you're going to want to pick that up. You can find that link below. And if you liked what you heard today, you can like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have new content that comes out every Monday. If you want to hear more about us, you can visit us at www.preparetolaunchu.com.